Yo, what is up, folks? MTG here with a pretty sweet Emerge Eldrazi list for Pioneer. It's now a week before Pioneer Masters drops, and that's actually why I've chosen to feature this deck in particular. It's a deck on the fringes of the format, but does like 5-0 League every now and again, does do well online very occasionally, but it's not like dominating the tables or anything in terms of putting up loads of results enough to be in like the Goldfish top 10 or whatever. But it is a deck that exists in Pioneer, and it's a pretty solid deck as well. The idea being this is an Emerge deck, using Elder Deep Fiend. So big Eldrazi Octopus. Emerge, if you sacrifice a creature in play, you reduce its mana cost by the sacrifice creature. So the idea here really is you play like a Fierce Empath to find Elder Deep Fiend. You can then sacrifice the Elder Deep Fiend the turn following to flash in Elder Deep Fiend for 4. And then when you cast the spell, tap it to 4 target opponents. And you get to like do this on your opponent's upkeep, tap their lands, something like that. This then costs 8. And then we have Neoform here, which is sneakily will turn this Elder Deep Fiend into a Valgavoth to kind of shut your opponent out of the game. And that's kind of the game plan. We've got some other stuff going on as well. That Fierce Empath can also suit if like a Decimator of the Provinces, which you can use to overrun. Unfortunately, you can't Neoform or Eldritch Evolution into this because it's a cast trigger. But hey, you can tear it out with Fierce Empath. That's all cool. And we have some like other packages and stuff. So you've got like Thought here. Dream Dance is like a nice blocker that can also like stun one of your opponent's creatures versus some of the aggro decks, or stun your own creatures if you just want to draw cards. And then obviously Elder Gargoth's kind of a thing to kind of try and stabilize, and we can kind of Eldritch Evolution to that, depending on what you have in play. Aether Channel it, draws cards, makes tokens, bounces stuff. It's another kind of great disruption piece. And then Fibblethip is just to be sacrificed to turn into one of these, really, to be honest. Or even like you can Neoform it away to go for his Empath. It works. Now, why have I chosen this deck in particular? And that is because it is missing a couple of key cards that I would hope would be in Pioneer Masters. They're actually not. One of those is Sanctum of Ugin, and that's probably the biggest piece that I think is missing. And I have to say as well that Pioneer Masters is a really awesome set. They put like so many new cards onto Arena, but there are a couple of pieces that are unfortunately not there. But Sanctum of Ugin's probably the biggest one in my opinion. Colorless land, taps are colorless, but whenever you cast a colorless spell with converted mana cost 7 or greater, you can sacrifice it. And if you do, you search your library for a colorless creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. This card's actually seen a lot of play recently in the Metalwork Colossus decks that are more popular than this, but I featured them quite recently. If you're interested in that, check the video out. Hey, here you're using it to kind of like chain Elder Deep Fiends together. Like you cast your first one, you can then sacrifice it to find a second one, or sacrifice it to find a Decimator, which will then win you the game. And it's like a really, really powerful tool for some of like the old school style like Eldrazi ramp decks, or for these new Metalwork Colossus decks, which have been way, way more popular thanks to Leyline Axe. But that's the first piece, and then the other piece that's missing, and which is much, much lower in terms of like importance in the Pioneer format, is Foul Emissary. 2 and a green for a 1/1. Adds the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal a creature card from among them, risk on the bottom, but when you sacrifice it while casting a spell with Emerge, you get a 3/2 Eldrazi. So it's like mini Fierce Empath in terms of you only get to look at the top 4 cards, but when you sacrifice it to Emerge for either Elder Deep Fiend or Decimator, you get a 3/2 off the end of it. It's like some nice power into play, which is really, really nice in this deck in particular. Was also a card from Eldritch Moon, and unfortunately did not make its way into Shadows of Innistrad Remastered, sadly. And so there's no real space for it to go onto the platform anytime soon. But hey, that one's a lower priority in terms of the overall format. Sanctum of Ugin's a bit more important. Those are both sadly missing, and we're playing without them here. I just kind of want to showcase the deck, but also be like, hey, a couple of things have been missed out. One of my favorite cards that's not on the Arena platform is Engulf the Shore, because I want to play like taking turns. They put some of the other kind of like turns cards in there, like part of the Water Veil. But Engulf the Shore, I was hoping would be in Shadows of Innistrad Remastered, wasn't, and then is now also not in Pioneer Masters, which is fair. It doesn't seem active play in the format, but there's like cards on the fringes of the format that aren't in the set, and if something new gets printed that's like all of a sudden takes them into like the top tier of competitive viability, they're just going to be we're going to be in the same situation where you've got important stuff off of Arena again. But again, Wizards done an amazing job getting most of everything on there. There's I even went through the top decks and was like, there's very, very few pieces missing. But hey, this is the list. We're still going to play it. We're going to jam it here. It is very, very sweet. Again, you get to do like combo stuff like go Elder Deep Fiend into Valgavoth. And you have all this like tutor package stuff as well. And yeah, I'm going to take this into some best of 1 ranked matches. And yeah, if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I will have a bunch of stuff coming out with Pioneer Masters as well. And yeah. Alright, first match with Emerge Eldrazi. Yeah, Pioneer Masters is awesome. There's very, very few pieces missing. So few, in fact, that I was like, oh, I wonder how many cards I can find that I'm like, oh, I feel like this should be on the platform. And there's not really even enough important ones to be making it, to like make a video out of it. So hey, I was like, huh, we'll see what there is. There's not a lot. Leyline is bad for us though. We don't have a lot of interaction for this stuff, unfortunately. You can maybe block with Thibblethip. I'm like, we have to take the damage at some point. Having to play this, maybe we should have shot for the breeding pool. I guess we're gonna pay the mana price at some point anyway. What do we draw into here? Okay. I'm gonna attack with the Mystic. Because if they trade, they trade. But if not, like, I'm not blocking them. We can then like look to Dream Enhancer next turn, assuming the Mystic's alive. Oh. I mean, given they have a Leyline, it makes so much sense for them to keep this alive. Like, we're pretty happy to not have them cast spells on it. Okay, they're just gonna try and one-shot us with Slick Shot. Okay. I mean, if we die, we die. Yeah, if we went like Shockland Breeding Pool, maybe we could Otawara with it. Do we want to get Elvish Mystic down? Yeah. Oh, we could still pod this away. If we pod this away, do we have anything with reach we can get? Not really. We can get a Fibblethip. We can get Thought-Knot Seer. No, because it's Neoform, not Elvish Evolution. Yeah, we're just getting Fierce Empath. I think we're close enough to dead. If we get to... I'm just back in case they have some haste attacker. If we get to cast this and like stun this, and we'll be in a really good spot anyway. In a really good spot anyway. As a land, with a leyline in play. Okay, mouse. Do they have a way to give us haste? No. They're casting the show off. Oh, so we can double the spells up. Yeah, it's all kinds of over. All it really takes is 2 spells to kill. Okay, interesting. The Might of the Meek, like, looks good for us. But then we could still absolutely be... This was the 13. If they then... The 6? No, it's episode 1. Okay, interesting. We're in for a game. This thing is still very annoying. We can bounce it. We can't bounce it and do EDFs. Oh, we can bounce it and make one of these, right? And then we've got one spare. I kind of like the idea of that. We need to have blue-green left up. Yeah. Like cooking. Yeah, so this is going to bounce the Hearthfire Hero. We could look to bounce this, but leaving this in play by itself is still kind of more dangerous. Then we're going to Neoform away the Aether Channeler. Yeah. We got a 4. We get the one on here, but we're going to get the second Dream Do Enhancer. Entrancer. And this is going to stun the show off. I think we can attack with this. I don't think we can get like a menace attack here with haste into play. But we'll... Then next turn, we can start Elder Deep Cleaning. And actually, we can Elder Deep Clean off the Fibblethip as well. A little bit better. Now, you've got a bunch of Hearthfire heroes. 3 stun counters is so many too. Play this for Eldrazi. We can just tap their lands. We can tap 2 creatures and leave them with 2 untap land. It's fine. Then we hold the Entrancer. We only need the Entrancer to try and draw into our next Elder Deep Fiend. I don't want to risk something weird happening with these. No attacks. Set a stop on upkeep. And this is going down to one stun counter, so it's still going to be tapped for another turn. We're going to cast this. You check I named Eldrazi and not Elf. Been casting a lot of elves recently. Should have obviously tapped the Black Keepers, was just stupid. But yeah, that's fine. They're a bit flooded. Scamp here. Okay. As these are some choices. We hit another cavern. If we're emerging off of this, we only need 3 mana. I'm gonna tap this. Blue, green, green. I'm gonna Ginger Enhancer here. This is super tricky. They only have 2 cards at hand, but this is such a problem. I'm gonna tap my own land or else to draw 2 cards here. We hit Evolution. We can Evolution for Gal. Oh, we can't this turn. The Cavernous Souls. Is that good enough? We should say go. These untap. And we don't have any other choices, really. Well, like, we don't want to take risk taking any random damage. Blocking these is still super dangerous. It kind of is what it is. Next time we have Valgavoth. I don't want any of these to really hit me, because these are the prime targets for the sword. The destroy a creature, deal damage to you and the, well, to me, and then obviously these get their damage as well. Whereas this way with these blocks, then they're just doing them on death damage. But we might still die. That's the thing. Yeah, so the minute we're taking 7, 8. 9, 10. Depends what the last card in hand is. This is a manifest, which itself is pretty tricky. Like I said, we're like not in a safe situation at all. There's no way in which we get to it. Oh, and we also now. Oh dear. Yeah, we lost the EDF to the Colony Scamp. But yeah, there's not really anything we can do about that. There's no safe block. If we no blocks, we lose. I guess we're on. Back one of these away. Is the slick shot still in play? The problem. We can empath, but it doesn't get us to think this turn. We basically have to get the outer aggro. We'll then play this as an extra blocker. Go. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Yeah, we're on 3. We're like dead to basically any instant sorcery. There's only like if we, I don't think attacking would have helped us actually close the game. I think we would have ended up falling on top of the restricts. We're like lucky they only have a turn set out. But like we're dead to any 2 instant sorceries. Any 2 cards. Trigger here. We're going to choose to gain life, of course. Go to 6. What do they got? 2 cards. Again, any instant sorcery. Okay, so Coffee Scamp. And they have something. Yeah, like any spell kills this, because it doubles up with the... Yeah, I guess it's safe to do it this way. Alright. Was a close one, but yeah. Power of Leyline. I don't... no, you couldn't even beat one inside out effect with a Coffee Scamp. If the face down was something else, you maybe could have got there, but yeah, not this time. Alright, that was a tough one. Yeah, if we manage to keep the LDP alive and get the Valgavoth, that's fine. You couldn't really avoid that, and if we don't block with it, we definitely just lose the Cacophony Scamp. Okay. We'll keep this. It looks a little slow, but depending on what we draw into, has potential. We have the Mysticon one, which means if nothing, we've got like a turn 3 Thought-Knots here into like nothing. Okay, this is also good. We can't really... There's no point in neoforming this. Gonna hope to dodge a touch by ghosts. Okay. Green white auras. I've done some stuff with it. Okay. The thing is, that we it should be this, right? We have the Valgavoth already, is the issue. We can't like play this for value and then go get it. Helix, take this. Helix is a problem. Very companionist cards, but you can hopefully overcome cards. But there are going to be a lot of counters going on places here. But we'll see how well that pans out for us. I'm going to choose to make one creature big. We play slow game. Next time we can just make the Gargaroth. We can play this, bounce the Scavenger. Again, this is just kind of slowing stuff down. But we can like do this, attack in with the Thought-Knots here. See what goes on. Right, no hat, plays with their hands out of here. Scavenger back down, and then what do they got? Companion. And they get the tokens again, but like, we're buying a little bit of time. Yeah, this time they put them on my companion, so they don't. But if we bounce it, we get like they get a bunch of value. Yeah, there's a couple of different variations of the enchantment deck. This is like enchantments rather than like auras. You can see like they've got like Calyx when we're playing some bigger stuff. You might even find some like Eidolon Blossoms in here. But then next week with Pioneer Masters we'll get Glade Cover Scout, which is some of the other source. This is a lot more power. Like, I wasn't prepared for the Ethereal Armor, but maybe should have been. Just that, we'll take it. I don't know if they'll have any like evasion methods. It's not great either. We can freeze this. The problem is not drawing any of our... The Neoform has to be the exact amount of value, whereas Eldritch Evolution can be less than. Which is unfortunate here, because we could go and get a Fierce Empath. We have ways to draw cards. 3 to 4. You turn this into it. Okay, I think that's our legitimately our best route out. Which is weird. we basically need to draw an Elder Deep Fiend off of this. So rather than stunning their creature, I'm going to choose our Elvish Mystic. We draw 2 cards. We hit a Neoform. Get a blue source. We can Neoform. We can't really. Now we're like, okay, now we have to do this. Stun the visitor. But yeah, we're in a bit of a spot here. If we drew EDF, basically we get our way back into the game by being able to tap their creatures and other stuff. And then use that EDF to get Valgavoth, the Neoform. So just a bit too... You have a lot of power. Like, any enchantment is like 3 count... Well, yeah, 3 counters onto something. Ossification is really good as well. Probably gets rid of the Thought-Knot Seer. They get to then draw another card if that's an enchantment. Back off to the races. Yeah. If anything, this deck could use more Fierce Empaths. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, Found Emissary is a sad one to be missing. But I'm hoping like we can find some wins without it. Oh, that's not fun. So Michiko's is like cranial plating, kind of. It targets something, and it gets +1/+1 for each artifact enchantment. But right now it's a lot. They're gonna put they're putting on an already big creature. The real danger for us is if they like put it on this 1/1, and then they'll suddenly had 3 creatures with a ton of power in play. I'm not gonna block this. If you have a Maya Coast, but I think this is still. Oh, we need not that. We need so not that. Yeah. If they have an enchantment, so how we're blocking these 2 right now? We're on 4. Anything else crazy? We can still pot this away. We can pay for Elder Deep Fiend. We basically need this in play, to be fair. This and go. No attacks. Now, this does then trigger again. Oh, if they've got a way to give it flying or evasion, then we're in trouble. But alright, not in trouble. We're dead. But realistically, they should be spreading the counters out to have more attackers. But maybe they can just do that anyway. That's not the choice I make. I just assume they have a way to get evasion on their creatures. Just that. The block. Life's not doing that much here. This is gonna be tapped for another turn. Let's draw a card. You know. There are some thoughts like, oh, you could play an Atraxa. Go from 5 to 7. You don't have many 5s. Ooh, Elder Deep Fiend is like the good draw. 4 to 3. We can go colorless, colorless. We can't, can we? No. If we go green here, this is blue, blue, colorless. Blue, blue. Blue, blue colors is fine. Oh, right, we need to get color mana for the. Yeah. And Neoform this Elvish Mystic away. We'll get us another blocker. Get a Fibble Thip. What do we get? Okay. Ooh. Upkeep? No, I think it's probably better for us to do it in combat. No attackers, go. Alright, so we're gonna see some Elder Deep Fiend stuff. This flips over. Like, yeah, sure. Oh, actually, exiles and flips over? So yeah, they actually do get the enter trigger again. The question is, like, what do they cast before combat? What do they cast when they go to, before they go to attacks? They're gonna shelter by. What are they gonna shelter by? But what do you wanna target from my side? Counter will go down. That happens. There's something here. So we're gonna EDF off of this. We can't pay for this. Sure. Okay, so we have Neoform to turn this into a 3. That gets us a Fierce Empath. We also have this that doesn't do anything for us. Like, can we find a way to get to enough stuff? We get Valgavoth here though. Attack with this first. If the last enchantment they have is the flash hexproof one, then that's problematic. Okay, let's do this first. There's the Valgavoth. So now we can go. This is on Eldrazi. We can go Channeler, bounce one of these. Right? This is better than making the... Why are we tapping this for white? Come on. Channeler. Let's bounce this. And I'll pay life for this. Oh. Thanks. No. Yeah. I forgot the auto tap. We will not pay life. Okay. You're on 11. The 1. Then we have this thing. They have land in hand. Okay. Can they answer the Valgavoth? Or get a lethal attack here. They have 1/2 creatures with lifelink. Okay, they're not going to attack with the 1/1s. But they're going to gain some life back. Actually, we would like to trade this away if possible, really. They go up to... Yeah, they only go up to 9, right? There we go. Valgavoth gets there. Nice. Jeez, that was close. Both of those pretty long games. This will probably be the last match of the video. The triple EDF. If we draw a 3-drop, this hand looks incredible. In fact, Right, challenge accepted. We regret this later. If we can go Elder Deep Fiend, Elder Deep Fiend, Elder Deep Fiend, GG, the upside is really high. Like if this was any of these was a 3-drop, it'd be a game. Or if one of the lands was. That's fine. We're cooking some up over here. So off of the Elvish Mystic, these cost 6 mana. This appears to be Green-White Company. Yeah, the calendar tells us that. Okay, sure. Do this. And we'll tap down a Llanowar Elf. And then we'll see what they can do this turn. Ooh, the Werewolf Bodyguard is not what we were hoping for. For sure. Daily Apparition is also a nice one in terms of answers. This hand was looking good for like 2 seconds. We'll see though. I don't know if they like Skyclave the Elvish Mystic for value. Maybe they think we've got company here or something. But alas. Archon not literally the worst for us. Okay. This is not the end of the world, right? Funny, they're stuck on mana. Well, sort of. Borders are not let us emerge this, so we should play this out. It does mean we can emerge off of Elvish Mystic next turn, potentially. Alright, this is broken. There may be company. I wonder if they know what's up. We're playing bug colors and have these cards in play. They've got to know some kind of nonsense is going on. We'll no blocks the Daring Traveler. They add a second Skyclave Apparition. That's tough. So we've got 2 decisions to make here, really. Because we will be able to add a Deep Fiend. We'll be able to add a Deep Fiend next turn. If they play the Archon... Oh, looks like they are going to play the Archon. No, they're going to Skyclave. Okay. The Archon will be more of a problem. This is okay. They're going to have a lot of basics. Blue. We've only got 1 blue source anyway. I'm going to play this because there's things we can draw into. One more black land and actually we... Maybe we should be playing Milano Race. So you could in theory cast Valgavoth off of some of these. I guess we're saying go. So the reason I'm not doing this on upkeep is because we can catch them in combat and we kind of need to try and maximize these. We could get blown out by a company here, but we can kind of not afford to play around that. I'm just going to try and tap their mana sources. They can company in response here. But this is kind of as good as it's getting. But then they also, because this is a cast trigger, if they hit something... Oh. I mean... We do get to do that. Seven. Upkeep. We got the upkeep stop. This not be cast on that up. Aww. I guess this one doesn't happen very often. Maybe it's something with the interaction I'm missing. I have company. This spell's mana cost is modified to 2. It has flash. Is this something I'm missing over here? I mean, we can do this. Oh. Oh, golly. Okay, let's do colorless. There's empath here. I don't know why this won't cast on also bewildered. We're at 9 to be fair. Yeah, we should try to leave blue open when casting this to allow us to emerge off of it if need be. Odd one. Odd one. I'm still so confused as to why we can't cast this on our opponent's turn. It's implied. Oh, it has to be as a sorcery on a later turn. Oh. I thought the later turn meant you couldn't flash it, but like do it straight away if it was instant. And then you'd be able to do it. Okay. If we flash this in, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not how that works. This is 9 reduced by the mana cost. If we go blue, emerge here, sacrificing here, and we want to go one, two, three. They still have again. They basically have to have collective company. Oh, they're gonna do it now. Actually, okay, interesting. I guess because now if they catch the they catch with the Aven, we're in more trouble. Again, we're at 7. Did they hit the Aven? I didn't see what that was. Oh, they hit double. Oh, double Archon is brutal. We just dead to these. Dead to flyers. We are. It took me a little too long to be like puzzle my way around this stuff. We are dead. Alright, back it up. That'll do, that'll do. Alright, 1 and 2 overall. Some longer games there. I just remember we did keep a bit of a troll hand game 3, but that was intentional. That was like a thing we chose to do and were punished for. But you can kind of see some of the holes of the deck's missing pieces. We did have like the Neoform stuff with like Eldrazi feeding into Valgavoth is very, very powerful. Decimate the Province is a little bit slow, but this whole thing gets enhanced by the Foul Emissaries being like another effective like 4 copies with Fear Empath, but also bonus because you get the 3/2 afterwards, which then lets you like set up for like your Decimated Province's win turn. And then gives you like 12 creatures with 3 mana to like basically pot away from. Or emerge off of. And then also Sanctum of Ugin, being able to chain these together. Obviously, we kept the triple out of Deep Fiend Hand on the end there. That's not good. Ideally, you can kind of like get some extra value out of your land or use that to tutor for the Decimator when you need to, rather than having to use the Fear Empath to do it. Deck is very, very sweet. It's still cool, still warrants some stuff. I hope that eventually we get the other cards missing. Sanctum Regan in particular, the Metalwork Colossus deck is so cool and does stuff that's like so different from a lot of the other decks in the format. And it's like a really, really awesome thing to come out of Foundations with Lanax being like, oh, this is like a incredible card for this one deck that like makes it effectively like basically a tier 1 strategy. But hey, let me know what you think. And yeah, Pioneer Masters soon. We'll be doing loads and loads of stuff. There's so many decks that have like not really existed in Arena that we'll do with this. And that's why the set is awesome. It's not like I'm like I don't want to come off as like ungrateful or anything. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, we missed a couple of things. That would have been nice to have. That's all. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share it around to anybody you think might find it interesting. And yeah, all the algorithm stuff helps a ton. Thanks for watching, and peace out.